What's up guys, Nick here back with another video on the channel, and today we are not playing Minecraft unfortunately, but we're doing some NFL playoff predictions. So, as of now, the NFL is only into week 13 I believe, and there are still 4 more weeks to be played, but I went ahead and did my estimates and guessed who would win each game within those 4 weeks, and we have the playoffs here. So there are ads, they're at the screen. I'm sorry I can't do much about it, but this is the website I'm using. It's called playoffpredictionspredictors.com. It's a very good website actually, not too confusing. As you can see, these are the wildcard games currently that you're witnessing. Let's just start up by going over each division. So in the AFC, only the Ravens make the playoffs at 14-2. I have them going there. I don't think they're going to lose another game this season. They are just very unstoppable with Lamar Jackson. Their defense is elite with Marcus Peters as well. The run game is just phenomenal. The Texans, Deshaun Watson is just a certified GOAT, all right? He beat Tom Brady. The defense has surprisingly played well without Jadeven Clowney and with J.J. Watt going down, which no one expected. I would expect them to have a horrible defense, but they held up against the Patriots. Titans, ever since Marcus Mariota has been benched, Ryan Tannehill has done an amazing job and has actually beaten some very tough opponents. So we'll see what happens with them. I have them making the playoffs as the 6th seed. Down there in the East, it's a tied division, but since the Patriots do end up in this league beating the Bills more than the Bills beat them and outscore the Bills, the Patriots have the number 2 seed at 12-4. They're good. Tom Brady's washed, and the offense has been pretty awful this year. But even though they're like one of the top scoring teams in the league, that has nothing to do it has nothing to do with how good they play throughout the season. The defense is very, very good, especially under Bill Belichick, and that whole defensive scheme has not been messed with. Stephon Gilmore, best cornerback in the league. And then right below him at the 5th seed, unfortunately, is the Bills. They're having an astounding year. That defense is scary. Josh Allen is being heavily underrated. He's having a similar season to Lamar Jackson, except he has a lot lower amount of yards rushed, but he's not getting talked about. And it makes no sense. And you have Frank Gore, one of the most underrated running backs of this decade, has been a solid rock. Just a very good running back, basically. Top 3 all-time rushing. And then let's jump over here to the NFC. We have the Packers going 12-4. They're a very interesting team, all right? They don't have an identity. Aaron Rodgers is slowly fading out. Their defense has been, here and there recently. Their pass rush is really good. The running with Aaron Jones has died off significantly since he, stormed into the league this year. So they just don't know who they are. Like the East and the AFC, we have a division tie here with the Vikings. The Vikings, ever since Kirk Cousins went under fire, he's been firing up the league, basically, is what he's done. But he's 12-4 as they are the weakest team in the division since they are second. Or, not weakest team in the division, but they are in the league. That's where they're 6th seed. Here in the South, we have the Saints, 13-3. I mean, Drew Brees, the defense. Michael Thomas is having a phenomenal year, all right? Probably he's the best wide receiver this year. No cap. No one's really going to even contest for that division. The Panthers have fallen off under Kyle Allen. They fired Ron Rivera, which I didn't get that move. He's a very good coach. So that's the South. East is a very terrible division this year. The Giants, Redskins are in the division, so it makes sense. The Cowboys, I have them missing the playoffs, all right? They have a good defense. Dak Prescott is having an amazing year. Elliott, he hasn't been the same as of... Well, he's been good this year, but he hasn't been the same. The O-line has been awful. I don't know. Especially the coaching, all right? The coaching has been... Jerry Jones still hasn't fired Jason Garrett, which I don't understand. If they fire him, I still think they can make the playoffs. I just don't get it why they don't fire him, all right? I think if they fire Jerry Jones, they'll make the playoffs, but I don't know what's up. I fired Jerry Jones. If they fire Jason Garrett, they'll definitely make the playoffs, without a doubt. They have a very talented roster, but, But I have the Eagles winning the division, all right? Many people are sleeping on them, but this is roughly the same team. Not really. Not even close as a Super Bowl winning team, but I think they can get it done and win enough games to get the division, as it's a crappy division this year, so it's not going to be hard to get. Now, I just realized that I forgot to talk about the AFC West. The Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, they're being underrated. Considering how good they were last year, and for this year to be nobody be talking about them, it's quite crazy, right? Everyone's talking about the Raiders and how surprising they have been, even though they got their butts kicked by the Chiefs a couple nights ago. Chiefs, sleeper team, surprisingly, they're going to win the division easily, 11-5. And also in that division, the Chargers have been surprisingly awful. I have them losing the division and losing out for the rest of the year because Philip Rivers has not been good. Whole team has been disappointing. Now let's jump over to the NFC West, where we have one of the best divisions in the league, if not the best. 49ers, my God, they are one of the best teams in the league. I have them going first seed. That D-line is just scary, all right? Scariest D-line we've seen in years. The secondary, it gets the job done. And then you have the quarterback, Jimmy G. He has played up to his expectations and contract. But more surprisingly, the running game is just terrifying. Almost as terrifying as the Ravens. That's why they can hang with the Ravens. So 49ers, team to look out. Now, it can go both ways, honestly. I can see the Seahawks winning or the 49ers winning. The Seahawks, they have Russell Wilson, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, in the MVP race. They have a decent wide receiving core. Their O-line is terrible as per usual, but the defense is surprisingly well. I mean, for trading away Frank Clark, one of the best pass rushers in the league, to the Chiefs, they've held up pretty well with the D-line with Jaden, who's been a monster. That is going over each division. Now let's get the playoff and the picking. So here in the wild card, first matchup, Bills-Chiefs at Arrowhead. It's going to be a phenomenal game if this happens in my eyes. Fans are going to be loud. You have Bills Mafia, who's always excited in the playoffs. They missed last year. They were terrible last year. Made the playoffs before in 2016, or 2017 rather. My apologies. This year, I have Chiefs moving on with the wild card win over the Bills. I won't have a score, just the win. And the next game in the AFC will be the 3-seed Texans against the 6-seeded Titans. Now, this is going to be an epic duel between Ryan Tannehill and Deshaun Watson. But I think the Titans, as storybook as they are, they're going to lose to the Texans without a doubt. They're going to get squashed, all right? NFC, Seahawks, Eagles. Seahawks all day. The Eagles just sneak into the playoffs, and that's why I have them getting demolished by the Seahawks. Now, this is going to be probably the best game in the playoffs, other than, the Super Bowl, depending on how that goes. But Packers-Vikings, as it stands. 6-seeded Vikings versus the 3-seeded Packers. Lambeau Field's going to be electric against the rival Vikings. Kirk Cousins doing it out with Aaron Rodgers. Going down in history if this does happen. But I think at the end of the day, man, I'm going to have to go with the Packers, all right? Pass rush insane was, I forget his name, but their pass rush is insane. I think Aaron Jones goes off in this game, in this type of environment. Aaron Rodgers, of course, does. You're going to have Devontae Adams crying about pass interference. They'll get a few calls and move on. Divisional round, here we go. So Texans-Patriots. Now the scary thing about this game is the Texans have faced the Patriots already, and they beat the Patriots. Now, as good as that sounds, well, you see, the Patriots have Bill Belichick, and he already have seen the Texans and how they play in their scheme. So, as unfortunate as it seems, I'm going to have to go with Patriots winning this game. Bill Belichick will already have the Texans down pat. He'll stop them, hopefully. Well, not hopefully, but he will. And that will eventually lead to a Patriots win. Chiefs, Ravens, amazing game right here. Another AFC West matchup for the Ravens back last year, Lamar Jackson's rookie year. They played the Chargers in the wild card game, and they lost to the Chargers. This year they're playing the Chiefs. As much as I want to pick the Ravens, I think the Chiefs are going to give them a run for their money. And Patrick Mahomes, this is a tough one. This is definitely a tough one. But I'm going to go with the Ravens, all right? You're going to have a Patriots-Ravens AFC Championship matchup, one for the decades, all right? Young Lamar against old Brady. AFC Saints-Packers. Packers are going to lose this one because it's going to be at the Mercedes-Benz, I believe is. No, I'm not going to justify what I just said there, but it's going to be at Saints Stadium. Drew Brees is going to clutch up, and he's going to win against the Packers. 49ers, Seahawks, divisional matchup. I mean, Jimmy G against Russell Wilson. as good as the 49ers are, and I think eventually they're going to win a Super Bowl, Seahawks are winning this one. They're going to upset the 49ers. As many of people I've upset with that comment, I don't care because, well, Seahawks, they're going to upset the 49ers. Here we have championship game. Number 1 seeded Ravens against the Patriots. The Ravens already beat the Patriots, and as I said before with the freaking Texans and how they already faced the Patriots and beat them, Bill Belichick already have a scheme for Lamar Jackson, but the league has seen Lamar Jackson so far, and really nobody has a game plan for them. Nobody knows how to stop Lamar Jackson. That's why he's been so dominant this season, and I think that's going to continue. Ravens going on to the Super Bowl. NFC Seahawks Saints. This is going to be a very good matchup here. I think the Saints are going to lose to the Seahawks. Drew Brees is going to retire. Russell Wilson goes off and throws like 5 touchdowns. I think Jadeveon Clowney gets a sack, gets like 3 sacks and a fumble. Super Bowl. We're going to have Seahawks versus the Ravens. Now, I'm actually predicting this one in real life, is what my Super Bowl matchup is going to be. Obviously, it's going to be MVP runner versus MVP runner. Drew Brees is going to be crying at home while he watches Russell Wilson take on Lamar Jackson, one of the most epic Super Bowls we'll see. It's going to be a high-scoring affair, points being thrown up left, right, and center. But I think at the end of the day, you got to stick with that Ravens defense, all right? Lamar Jackson promised a Super Bowl, and he will fulfill that promise. Ravens, you're 2020 Super Bowl champions, or 2019, depending on how you look at it. Very good Super Bowl matchup, and that's gonna be it. I mean, that's gonna be my playoff predictions. Hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure you click like, subscribe, share this video with your friends, and have a good day.